Hello and welcome to the Circularists. And today I am delighted to be speaking with Rabia. Rabia, welcome to the Circularists. Um,
Hello,
by way
Karen.
of introduction, so let's introduce you to the Circularist audience. You refer to yourself as a member of the ecosystem. You are known as the Queen of Waste. You're a permaculture designer, a linguist, a herbalist, a psychologist, and many other things. What would you add to that introduction of yourself?
I'm really passionate about waste and let's say also I'm a waste manager and product designer.
Let's talk about your roots because you describe yourself as hailing from indigenous uh, Shamanic cultures. Can you tell us about your origins and what causes you to lean towards circularity and waste?
I was born in a family that is immigrated from different regions of the world. My dad was his family originally is from Crimea, and my mom's family is originally from Dagestan, and half comes from the nomadic cultures that they settled really late, like in 1940s.
Hmm.
Um, so they always had this respect to the nature. Even when you pick up a fruit and you will eat it, we were saying thank you when we were kids.
Ah,
So it was always about empathy with the nature, like seeing yourself as a part of it.
right.
Um, and we never, the term waste in my family meant potential for something new.
That's circular thinking, right?
That's true. And they were not only thinking about recycling, they were thinking also about upcycling, which
Mm.
has less carbon emissions actually, most of the time.
Yes, yeah. Sounds like you grew up with a circular mindset, which is such a powerful thing, given where we want to go and what and the systems that we want to build. Can you give some examples when you were a child of this circular thinking? So you thought in terms of not waste, but a resource for something else, right? Could you give an example of what a young child might be looking at and thinking about there?
Of course, a patchwork of my grandma and my mom. So they were like, whenever we had this old textile of something, they were just cutting them in pieces and they were making this beautiful bed covers or curtains from patchwork, for example. So they were not
Ah,
throwing it away.
right.
This is an old culture in all around the world, actually, that we have forgotten. And it is
Yes.
circular economy and it's art at the same time. It's beautiful.
Yes. And a creative outlet, right?
That's true. And also like old, how do you say it? Old textile, they were making little ropes, they were cutting it and they were knitting it again. And they were making
Knitting,
something new, like carpets.
carpets. Oh,
And you
wow.
see your socks in the carpet, your
Ah,
t-shirt in the carpet, and still, I mean, when I go to my parents' house, I can see my baby dress in the carpet and I feel so happy about it because I still remember that.
it's almost like a tapestry of your life, in a sense. There's a story
Absolutely.
there. So then it's not really that much of a leap coming from this kind of upbringing and awareness. It's not for you such a great leap to look at the world today and think, okay, we need to circularize, we need to repurpose, conserve. You were already there, it sounds like, right?
That's true. I was like, I didn't know the name. I didn't know that there was something called permaculture designing. I didn't know that there is something called circular economy. But that was me. That was my family already. We were all
Yes.
permaculture designers and we were all circular economists and product designers.
Wow. Right. So let's talk about waste. So you're known as Queen of Waste. Why is that? Why are you known as Queen of Waste?
Because I believe I can talk to them and I can see their potential. I mean, a good leader would see the potential of its team members and put them in the right places. Um, yeah, I talk to waste. I see their potential. It's just like being a good team leader. You
Okay.
know,
So
king or queen is the leader. So when
yeah,
you
yeah,
have the or when you have the people, you need to put the people in the right place to have the
yes,
best functioning community,
yes,
to put them in the right roles, to listen to them, to lead them. It's the
yes.
same with the waste. If you see the potential of it and if you put it in the right place, then they accept you as the queen.
Okay, so it's partly the line that I'm missing one or two words, but partly I just want to, I'm going to read back what I think I heard you say. So I asked why you're known as the Queen of Waste, and you said because you talk to them, you're talking about the people, not the waste, right?
I'm talking about the waste.
I thought you were. This is awesome. Okay, let's go from there. So you talk to the waste. So in your mind, I'm trying to get into your mind how you're seeing this. So you kind of personify the waste as some kind of resourceful army or gathering,
As a
and
community.
your community. So you're directing this waste to certain functions and purposes, right?
Actually, I'm not directing. I'm listening to them, what they want to be, what they want to become.
Okay. And so this is fascinating. I love this because we need we need this sort of creative thinking to break down barriers to build our future. So you're listening to the waste, and how does the waste let you know what it wants to become?
It has thousands of ways. I sometimes let the waste to get rotten to see
Yes.
what grows, what kind of organisms grows on it when it's
Yes.
organic waste.
Okay.
So I take that waste in my hands and I look at it. And according to the needs of the company, needs of the planet, and needs of the waste, I decide what to do with it.
So tell me then about your work. What's the scale of it, and what's your vision of where you want to take your work?
Like our company is called Entrepreneur Eco. It's a social impact institute, and also social permaculture hub, and also a cheesecake shop because people need a place to socialize.
Yes.
And waste is something social. We create it all together. We need to
Mhm.
deal with it all together. So since 5 years, with the population of 12,000 people in the neighborhood, we started the Zero Waste Neighborhood project.
Right.
It includes also the other cafes and restaurants. They're also bringing their waste to us.
Okay.
It
Ah.
includes packaging. It includes fried oils. It includes,
Okay.
it is just like community brings us a waste and they say, this is the waste, but we can do
Okay.
it. And then we have Art with Purpose community. Some artists create some ideas with that. I create some ideas about developing a product from it. What do we need in the world? It can be something about construction industry and it can be a
Mhm.
toy. Like we
Yes.
find these toys from
Yes.
Nutshelf, for example.
Hmm.
And by the time your community is starting to think in different way. At the
Yes. Yes.
beginning, they were bringing all organic waste together.
Yes.
After a while, they started to freeze their citrus peels in the freezer, and they
Hmm.
start to bring it separately. And then we start to make jams with them. We
Oh.
started to make we started to dry the orange peels. We powdered them, and it became really when you bake a cake, put 1 spoon of it, and then you have this delicious
Since.
cake. So we start to educate people in different ways. We start to say, okay, you see, this is valuable. When we thought about developing a new product from it,
Yes.
we started to tell it to the community to bring it separately to us.
Right.
So then nutshells came separately, then eggshells came separately, and those eggshells saved lots of animals that are in recovery rehab process, wildlife animals, because Eggshell is calcium carbonate.
Calcium.
We started to sterilize them. Like our community started to bring them, dry them and bring them.
Yes.
We sterilized them, we made powder out of it, and we shared it with
Mm.
the wildlife vets.
So many possibilities, right?
Exactly.
So
And also,
much scope. I have a question for you. The work, your work, this waste work, this whole transformation of waste to something else, is this something that you can teach and have replicated around the world for other communities?
exactly, that was our aim when we started this. We said, okay, we will apply a model here and we will make it worldwide because this system is working. It's really 100% working.
I have a question for you. See this logo, that logo, Nature Fest. I can edit out the errors. So the vision of Nature Fest is to have a central global repository of recipes like yours that are free, that people all over the world can come and download and understand how to set this project up in their locality. So what we have is change at scale. And so this our quest to do this marries perfectly with your quest to have your waste projects sort of reverberate around the world at scale. So should we work together? Seems obvious.
That would be great. We are working on mobile app right now to calculate
Oh,
people waste and to collect for the points that are collecting it.
right.
Uh, that was our next step after this,
Okay.
like compost cards and so on. So you
Yes.
can have point stuff, that you can calculate your points, and also you can measure your impact as the waste collector and waste
Perfect.
manager. And we will have also a professional edition of it for that is integrated to carbon emission life cycle assessment programs for the future.
Right.
But
Right.
the basic one, I hope that we can finish it until the 25th of May. No, May 20,
Yes.
2025.
2025. Yes.
Yeah, it will be free for everyone.
Awesome. I have a question about the impact because that's one of the core values of Nature Fest. So it's care, fun, creativity, impact. So you just touched on impact and you're capturing that in your app. Awesome. Um, how how are you? What metrics are you reading to report your impact? I'm curious. Are you reading the planetary boundaries, the SDGs? What are you? How are you benchmarking impact there? Oh, can you tell us? Maybe it's a
Okay.
secret.
Technically, or according to my perspective, because technically, of course, we need to calculate. I mean, we are using some programs to calculate, but they're not enough for us. They are not according to circular economy. To general carbon calculations, we do that, of course. But
Yes.
how I calculate impact, how I see the impact is how many people can I employ?
Okay.
Do kids smile? Is the
Oh,
community happy? This is impact for me.
this is
Uh,
impact. Yeah.
is the soil better now?
Yes. Would you share? Do you have an ask? What would be an ask if we could ask the Circularist audience to do anything, having watched this video? What would it be?
Don't think that you're the boss of the nature. You're just a member of it. It's just like an entire organism that we are also a part of it.
Awesome. I love that. Thank you so much for joining me on the Circularist. This is a fascinating journey and insight into the Queen of Waste and your work, which is so precious. I look forward to learning a lot more. So thank you for joining us, Rabia, and we'll
Thank
chat
you too,
soon.
Karen. I'm honored to be invited by you. And uh, it was fun to talk about my passion.
Mm, it certainly was.